What's going on, esports fans? Welcome back. It is your favorite time of the week, the time where we highlight performances, individual performances here at ESHQ. Because I'm Hey, it's Derek. Yes, it is. I'm joined by NASCAB, and these are the top players of the week. And welcome to the show. Another huge week. Week 3 was amazing as far as stage 2 went. Now, folks, as we do every single Top Players of the Week episode, their standout performances in every day of play. So we like to separate them between the first 2 days and the final 2 days. So let's get started. Now, first and foremost, we are going to talk about damage, DPS, and for that, we're going to be going over to San Francisco Bay because we're looking at San Francisco Shock's very own Dante. Yes, indeed. Now, San Francisco is a team that in stage 1 they struggled just a bit. I mean, they had Baby Bay, but that was their only really big notable thing. Now they're improving and showing up in stage 2. I'm excited to see how they progress, and Dante is a totally integral part of that development. He's coming out and showing that he deserves to be in that conversation for top tier tracers. I mean, a force has awakened within him. All right, don't confuse it for Star Wars. Just saying. All right, the man rolls through and he helps secure some key victories for San Francisco Shock, which is exactly what they need moving forward in this first season. But for a closer look at Dante's level of play, let's head on over to my good buddy NASCAB.
Dante of the San Francisco Shock showed us really solid tracer play on top of his Sombra and Junkrat play. Overall, he had a KD of 66 and 18 and a 43 and 9 KD as tracer, farming up 23 ults throughout the whole entire series, which is insane. Usually being able to stick tanks and sometimes even getting both their backline supports. He also had a 15 and 7 KD as Sombra, farming 13 ults in a very short amount of time that he even played Sombra. And then finally he had an 8 and 2 KD on Junkrat. Not sure if we can call the Dallas Fuel an upset victory at this point, but Dante's performance was really outstanding, and that is why he is our outstanding DPS of days 1 and 2.
Next off, we're going to look at supports, and for that, we're going to be going to LA. And for that, we're going to be going to the Gladiators, who had an insane week for them. An insane week. Wins that no one expected. They took down the Valiant. They took down the London Spitfire. What? All I have to say is, folks, get used to Gladiator mentions. Hopefully in the future, but specifically here on this video today. Now, first and foremost, we're going to be looking at supports for the first 2 days of play in their Valiant match. And for that, we're going to be looking at Shaz. Now, folks, let's get candid here for a second. We all know that I am a huge fan of the #1 top tier team in the entire league, the New York Excelsior! However, I have to give credit where credit is due, because, folks, Shaz, especially as a Zenyatta, is, it's tough for me to say, almost on the same level as someone like a Jonak, which is big. This is a huge compliment, especially coming from me, all right? I'm super biased, all right? Believe me. I mean, look, we all know how Zenyatta plays, and going up against other Zenyatas, Shaz went out like a dodgeball pro with dodging orbs and throwing orbs of his own, all right? Headshots with orbs in your face, all right? I'm just saying. This is what he's bringing to the table. And he's bringing a whole lot more. Gladiators had an amazing week, and he helped lead them to victory. But for more on that, let's go to NASCAB.
Shaz of the LA Gladiators had an amazing performance on Zenyatta versus the Valiant, racking up an overall score of 27 kills, 28 deaths, with 4.47 ults per 10 minutes. It's almost an ult every 2 minutes. A total of 27 ults over the whole entire series. Generally just keeping himself alive through difficult situations as well makes Shaz our outstanding support of days 1 and 2.
And finally, for the first 2 days, let's talk tanks. And for that, we are gonna go right where we're at, actually. I teased it, folks, all right? We are staying where we are in LA. We're looking at the Gladiators once again, the same performance against the same team, the LA Valiant, because we're looking at Bishu. And don't say Gesundheit, please, all right? Look, as a diva, this man, well, even beyond that, all right, Bishu is an amazing player on a gameplay level and a professional level. I mean, look, first and foremost, everyone on the LA Gladiators, they do not speak the same language, all right? It's not a crazy thing for teams in the Overwatch League where you have people that speak different languages. He speaks every language that he needs to know to help lead his team to victory. He is literally an in-game translator for his teammates. That's a fun fact, all right? If you walked out of here with anything, look, in the comments say, I learned a fun fact, and then say what my fun fact just was. I could just repeat it, but I just said it, and I'm not repetitive, all right? But let's focus back on Bishu. I mean, look, not only does he literally help his entire team get to victory, but I mean, he's putting up these stats, folks. And for a closer look on those stats and how he helped lead LA Gladiators to victory, let's go over to NASCAP.
Bishu of the LA Gladiators had a dominant but also important win against the LA Valiant, racking up 37 kills and 32 deaths, while also getting opening frags 6 times. On top of that, he also was able to absorb lots of damage using his defense matrix, and even on a couple occasions very important ults of the enemy team. And even on top of that, he was able to initiate dives on the enemy team, leading to teamfight wins, and that is why we named Bishu our outstanding tank player of days 1 and 2.
That'll do it for the first 2 days of play. Let's focus on the final 2 days. Stage 2, week 3, let's do it. Now, first off, we're going to be looking at damage once again for the final 2 days. And folks, is this a first? Is this a first? We're going to be going to down south, down there, all right? Because we're going to Florida. We're looking at the Florida Mayhem. Whoa, what? Look, folks, they're a team that's slowly progressing, but the key word is progress. And frontlining that progress is someone by the name of Tevik. Yes, indeed. We're looking at Tevik as the DPS standout for the final 2 days of week 3, stage 2. Now, look, going into the Overwatch League, people expected a lot out of him. He had a little bit of a rough start, but he's starting to show out. I mean, look, the Mayhem had a competitive match against the Outlaws. Now, the Outlaws have had their obstacles, but they're still a good team, all right? And if they can have a good showing against them, I mean, it's just pointing towards their progress. And that you could argue it's spearheaded by talent like Tevik. I mean, he's a super determined damage producer. He can fit where he needs to as far as damage goes, and you know, he can produce some high IQ plays. I didn't think it would work. I thought of it, and I was like, it's not gonna work, don't say it. And then I did, and yeah, it didn't work. Well, I'll tell you what is working though, is Tevik on the Florida Mayhem. And for a closer look, let's go to my good buddy NASCAB.
Tevik of the Florida Mayhem, not really a team we feature too often, had a great performance against the Dallas Fuel, where he had a KD of 66 and 42 on a team where they took him to overtime and then lost. So that's pretty impressive in its own right. But also he had very forward-thinking plays of staying alive and doing all this other stuff, as you can see in the clip on screen. Tevik was named one of the best players coming into the Overwatch League, and we're happy to see him come back to form in a way, which is why Tevik is our outstanding DPS player of days 3 and 4.
Now we're going to be looking at support, and for that we're going to another place down south, not quite the same place, because we're looking at the Outlaws, the Houston Outlaws, the team that went against Florida Mayhem. Now, they did end up winning, a little bit of a rough start, and a lot of that can be attributed to the support that we're going to be highlighting here, which is Bonnie. Now, as far as Bonnie's performance goes, it really plays into the idea that this game can't be won by just a single person. And Bonnie, embracing that support role fully, knew his job, rolled in, and specifically, or not specifically, but the biggest thing that he did to perfection was to keep Linkser alive. Now, Bonnie, of course, using the Mercy swerve, all right? Keeping Linkser alive to help lead them to victory, a much-needed victory, to stay on top in their match against the Mayhem. For more on our good buddy Bonnie, folks, we're going back to NASCAB.
Bonnie of the Houston Outlaws was a huge benefit for his team. Linkser being the main benefactor of Bonnie's Mercy, he got rezzed 5 times alone on Gibraltar against the Florida Mayhem. Generally just not getting picked a lot, opening up opportunities for Linkser, I guess, to play a little bit more risky, just getting pocketed all the time. Overall, he only had a scoreline of 8-22, but hey, 8 kills as Mercy is pretty good. It's pretty good. For those reasons, and also just for bringing his team back from the brink of almost losing to the Florida Mayhem, that's why we named Bonnie our outstanding support of days 3 and 4.
And finally, for the final 2 days of week 3, we're going to be talking tanks. We're tank talking, all right? And for that, folks, we're going back to LA. We're looking at the LA Gladiators, because for the first time in our video history, we have the exact same highlighted player from the first 2 days reappearing in the final 2 days. Oh my God! It's Bishu again! This is unprecedented. That's what I'm saying, all right? It's hopefully what you're saying, all right? Freak out with me here. But it shouldn't be surprising, all right? Folks, they showed up. This is the Gladiators' week, all right? I can't stress that enough. And Bishu, in both performances that he had, all right, against the Valiant, against the Spitfire, 2 top-tier teams, he comes out and owns, all right? Totally owns. Just making the game his own, comparatively against the other team, just making them look silly. I can't sing the praises more. I could, but it would make this video 20 minutes long. So, to shorten the runtime of this video, let's get off of me and let's go to my good.
For days 3 and 4, we have Bishu as our tank, but I just want you guys to listen to how great of a shot caller Bishu is.
And here we are, folks, once again, the most important part of the show, I would say. This is important. This is the MVP of the week. All right? Stage 2, week 3. Let's get it. And to get this, we are going to go back to LA. We are going to be looking at the LA Gladiators. What? What? Folks, this is the Gladiators episode. I said that before. It should have just spoiled this part. Look. LA Valiant, dead, all right? London Spitfire, dead, all right? Because we're focusing on the LA Gladiators. Can we say at this point, with the victories that they've gotten, their strong performances, are they making a true vie for King of LA? Who knows, you know? Who knows? But folks, if they can keep this consistent performance going, then maybe we can make that argument. And beyond your Bishus, beyond your Shazes, we're going to be focusing on Fissure, all right? Fissure, especially coming through in Winston performances and similar performances like that. I mean, easily the best tank of this week. Is there an argument? I'm looking around the studio. No one's shaking their head. They're all nodding. Yes, there's no argument, all right? The top tier tank of this week. Nearly flawless. See, the King of the Hill, or if you want to talk Winston, King of Skull Island. Boom! We thought of another way to talk about a Winston. I feel good, all right? No Donkey Kong references, no banana stuff. I feel good, all right? King of Skull Island. It's a movie. Come on, all right? Like, give me a break. It's hard to think of cool Winston things. Oh, he's going 8. No, we can't say that every week. All right, look, Fissure is just stand out this week. I mentioned performances from Bishu compared to the other teams that he made them look silly. Look, Fissure made people look like jokes in comparison. It's just highlighting how well he was doing. But for a closer look at actual highlights and a wonderful voice, let's go over to my good buddy NASCAP.
Fissure of the Los Angeles Gladiators had a 37 and 38 KD versus Valiant, and a 29 and 21 KD versus the London Spitfire, where neither of these are really super impressive, especially when you consider we gave him the MVP. It's yet to look at the plays that he did and the forward thinking to even execute those plays. We also took into account how important it is to have a solid main tank player who can rally his team around him and then push in or fall back or always make the right call on where to go. We're really excited to see more from Fissure as the stage progresses, and that's why we gave Fissure the MVP Stage 2, Week 3.
And there we have it once again, another week down. Top players highlighted. Stage 2 is moving on. We're going to see you again for Week 4 of Stage 2. We do videos like this every week, whether it be this video, whether it be any other videos at ESHQ. So if you want to be the first to know when we drop our videos, hit us with the old subscribe ski. Hit us with the old bell ski, folks. All right? So you know the second that we're up. Milliseconds even. It's insane. Leave us a comment. Let us know if you liked the video. Let us know if you like me, if you hate me. I get it. All right? Look at this face. Now, we're going to wrap it up from there. Oh, hey, it's Derek. Yes, it is. Joined by NASCAP. This is ESHQ. And we'll see you next time.